welcome, ladies, gentlemen, non-binary folks, and everyone on the gender spectrum to the 23rd episode of Honor Championship Pro Wrestling's Hang the DJ. We're a bit rusty on it. My apologies there, but folks, we are live from a brand new arena here underneath the Reverb Room in London, England. Welcome to the HCPW arena here tonight. We are jam-packed and ready to go for this new era, and we are wasting little time tonight as making his way to the ring to address the HCPW faithful is the new HCPW Men's World Champion, the Second City Saint, CM Punk. CM Punk, you see him standing there, well, walking to the ring, I should say. New hairstyle for the Second City Saint, CM Punk, here to address the HCPW faithful just a little bit after winning that Men's World Championship to harbor everyone's minds back to your apartment. HCPW's last event before this one, live from New York City. CM Punk walked into the Elimination Chamber with 5 other men, those 5 being the current champion at the time, the Ring General Walter, Seth Rollins, Javon Evans, Adam Cole, Nick Wayne, I believe as well, was in that matchup, and it would be CM Punk who would survive hell. It would be CM Punk who would survive the Elimination Chamber and walk out of New York City with the HCPW Men's World Championship, and we hear from CM Punk for the first time since then, now. CM Punk calling out the former champion of HCPW. Oh, and CM Punk, the trash talk as ever from the new Men's World Champion. Wait a minute. Ilya Dragunov, we will see him compete later tonight. CM Punk wants some action here tonight on episode 23 of Hang the DJ. CM Punk laying out a challenge to anyone in the back. The door is wide open. Wait a minute. Hold on. What happened? No way. No way. There is... Oh my God! Oh my God! The American Nightmare is in Honor Championship Pro Wrestling. Cody Rhodes is here! What the hell? Cody Rhodes has arrived in Honor Championship Pro Wrestling. The quarterback of Pro Wrestling QB1 is here! The American Nightmare is here! Cody Rhodes seemingly answering the call from the new HCPW Men's World Champion, CM Punk. Cody Rhodes knows how to make a name for himself, knows how to make an entrance. It seems Cody Rhodes marching to the ring. The HCPW faithful don't know what to think right now. Cody Rhodes has arrived in HCPW. Holy shit is right, and oh my God, Cody Rhodes standing 10 toes down with the Men's World Champion CM Punk. What a sight to see. We're only like 5 minutes into the broadcast tonight. Oh my God! CM Punk accepts the challenge of Cody Rhodes! CM Punk and Cody Rhodes will meet for that HCPW Men's World Championship. What? There is no way! There is no way! Are we for real? Kenny Omega, the best bout machine, is also an HCPW. What the hell is going on tonight? First, Cody Rhodes. I guess now the big homie, Cody Rhodes, shows up at HCPW, challenges CM Punk, answers the challenge of CM Punk, I should say. And now Kenny Omega is here in HCPW. What in the hell is going on tonight? This is definitely the start of a new era. What a way to kick off HCPW Hang the DJ episode 23. Kenny Omega and Cody Rhodes have arrived. Kenny Omega throwing some shots at CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. Oh, Kenny Omega has not forgotten what CM Punk did. And Kenny Omega is laying out a challenge as well to CM Punk. And wait a minute, Dave Bautista. Wait, Dave Bautista runs the ship now? A tournament to decide a #1 contender for CM Punk. Oh, and we're announcing the first 2 participants right now. What an announcement by Dave Bautista. A #1 contenders tournament will be held to decide who will face the new Men's World Champion CM Punk, and the first two participants of the tournament are Cody Rhodes and Kenny Omega. But folks, we gotta switch gears to the action that we have in store for you tonight, because in the main event of the evening, we will see the first defense of the Heritage Championship for the new Heritage Champion Dubs Frost, as he will defend that championship against Jacob Fatu inside of a steel cage. But that is not the only championship on the line tonight, because we will see the first defense of the Estrella Championship. Ilya Dragunov won that championship at your apartment in New York City, and tonight in London, England, makes his first defense in his own stipulation, an open challenge. No one in the building knows who is going to answer the challenge of Ilya Dragunov, but it is going to be a treat to see nonetheless. And while this matchup has no championships on the line, it will certainly have championship implications, as Tatum Paxley goes a one-on-one with Sol Ruka here tonight. Either of these two women could potentially shoot themselves up in the rankings here in the women's division of HCPW, potentially get themselves a shot at Kairi Sane's Women's World Championship just off winning this matchup alone. Samoa Joe laid out the challenge to Tyler Breeze and his bodyguard Omos in New York City, and tonight it has been made official. A handicap matchup will take place later on tonight that will see the Samoan submission machine Samoa Joe go head-to-head with Tyler Breeze and the Nigerian giant Omos. But folks, before we get to any of that action tonight, we kick off the night with the young OG Javon Evans, a man who was in that Elimination Chamber matchup in New York City at HCPW. Your apartment, Javon Evans would make it to the final two of that matchup. Javon Evans, of course, being forced to start that matchup due to him being pinned by Adam Cole in a six-man tag before the Elimination Chamber matchup. Javon Evans, however, would get some revenge on Adam Cole for pinning him in that matchup, as Javon Evans would hit Adam Cole with the OG cutter, leading to the elimination of the Panama City Playboy. But it would not be Javon Evans who would get the elimination on Adam Cole. It would be Javon Evans' opponent tonight, Seth Rollins, who would capitalize on Javon Evans' OG cutter to Adam Cole, eliminating Adam Cole from that matchup. Seth Rollins, Adam Cole, they have been enthralled in a rivalry since Seth Rollins' return to HCPW. But tonight is the start of a new era for these two men. And Seth Rollins, Javon Evans, the very first matchup here tonight on Hang the DJ, episode 23. The first matchup post your apartment. There is a lot on the line in this matchup. We know Batista is scouting potential men to enter the number one contenders tournament for CM Punk, and you know that Seth Rollins would want nothing more than to be the man to take the HCPW Men's World Championship from CM Punk. Javon Evans will want nothing but the same. Tonight, one of these two men could potentially etch themselves closer to being added to that tournament. We already know two men in that tournament will be the debuting Cody Rhodes and Kenny Omega, who debuted just earlier tonight before this matchup. If you're just tuning in now, CM Punk kicked off the night to address the HCPW Fade Four. We got interrupted by Cody Rhodes, and then Cody Rhodes and CM Punk would be interrupted by Kenny Omega. Those two men now in a number one contendership tournament to decide a number one contender to CM Punk, because the former champion, the former men's world champion, the Ring General Walter, has been just ignoring the newly appointed general manager to HCPW, Dave Batista. There's a lot to explain if you're just joining us here tonight, but you're in for some incredible action. Two of the most athletic men in HCPW set to do battle. The young OG Javon Evans, the architect Seth Rollins, kicking it off in this new era here in London. There is the young OG. There is the architect Seth Rollins, and here we go. The bell is sounded. We are underway, and a huge shot there, and a drop kick to the back of the head of Javon Evans as Seth Rollins immediately into the cover, hooking the leg of Javon Evans. Official in perfect position, but only a count of one. Seth Rollins trying to end this matchup early. Seth Rollins, Javon Evans. As I said, both men in the Elimination Chamber matchup at your apartment. Both men made it pretty far into the matchup, all things considered. Seth Rollins reaching the final 4 of 6. Javon Evans reaching the final 2. Neither man obviously came up with the HCPW Men's World Championship, but Seth Rollins stomping at the chest of Javon Evans. These two men do have respect for each other, but that's getting thrown out the window right now, as this is all about making a statement, getting a victory tonight to edge yourself closer to facing the Second City Saint for the HCPW Men's World Championship. Colin Arbo tie up now between Seth Rollins and Javon Evans. Side headlock now from Seth Rollins, wrenching at the head of the young OG Javon Evans. Seth Rollins, obviously a man, the man in this matchup with more experience in professional wrestling, more experience in these high, intense matches. Where Javon Evans slips out the back, gets a side headlock of his own. Javon Evans is not to be taken lightly by Seth Rollins. We know that Javon Evans is inexperienced. We know that he's a bit young. He's one of the youngest athletes we have in HCPW, but Seth Rollins cannot take Javon Evans lightly. Javon Evans was near seconds away from becoming the HCPW Men's World Champion. You have to think, if Javon Evans was able to hit that 7-star frog splash, beautiful wrestling takedown there from Javon Evans, but if he was able to hit that 7-star frog splash off the top of that Elimination Chamber pod, he would be the Men's World Champion right now. Wait a minute, Javon Evans. He's got Seth Rollins' dumbass and a huge Hurricane Rana from the young OG, and Javon Evans walks up, went for a drop kick. Rollins able to catch him and drives him into the corner, and Seth Rollins shot to the midsection, now stomping a mud hole into Javon Evans. My God, and now another stomp from Seth Rollins, and a second takes Javon Evans out the corner, and Seth Rollins rolls him over. Another cover from Rollins, hooking the leg one, hooking the leg, no. Only a count of one this early into the matchup. But Seth Rollins now double foot stomp to the face, almost like a double-footed face wash. Dodging out of the way of another Hurricane Rana attempt from the young OG. And now the architect sends Javon over the top rope. Rollins went for a forearm, not able to get it. Javon Evans over the top. And Javon Evans went to catch him with a drop kick. Almost caught him lacking, but Rollins was able to get out the way. Javon Evans went for it again, but gets caught with a sling blade. And now more stomps to the chest of the young OG. Seth Rollins is holding nothing back. We know that Seth Rollins and Javon Evans, they see eye to eye on their issues with CM Punk. Oh, wait a minute. Off the top rope, throat first goes Javon Evans, and Rollins into another cover, hooking the leg again, but it's still only a count of one on the young OG. Seth Rollins went for a chop. Javon able to roll out the way, but ran right into a right hand from the architect. And Seth Rollins calling up Javon Evans to his feet. Seth Rollins perched on the middle rope. Seth Rollins, beautiful blockbuster off the second. And another stomp to the head, and another stomp, that time to the shoulder. And a stomp to the chest. Beautiful standing shoulder. But Seth Rollins was not able to get it. Javon Evans gets the knees up. Javon Evans sends Rollins off the ropes. Go behind, and a German suplex, dropping Seth Rollins on the back of his head. And Javon turns Seth over. Again. Rollins trying to get up to his feet. Javon sits him up, gets him up to a knee. Javon Evans with a huge clubbing blow. You know, Javon Evans, wait a minute, going for a suplex. Simple but effective from the young OG. And now the young OG talking some shit, telling Rollins to get back up to his feet. Sends Rollins into the corner. Yes, he does. The young OG has Seth Rollins, wait a minute, a scoop and a slam out the corner. The young OG, what's he thinking? Here into the middle rope. Javon Evans hyping himself up, hyping up the crowd, calling Rollins up to his feet. Javon Evans, oh, a beautiful arm drag there, Total World style, and a red dot enziguri to Seth Rollins. And Rollins has to escape to the apron to avoid a cover. Smart strategy there from Seth Rollins, but he gets caught with a drop kick, sent crashing to the floor. And wait a minute. Javon Evans is calling Rollins up. Javon Evans off the ropes. Javon off the ropes again. Javon off the ropes again. Decided against it, thinking getting too much momentum. Doesn't want to overshoot into the barricade, the steel barricades, and instead goes for a corkscrew cross body over the top rope. And now Javon Evans sends Seth Rollins back into the ring. Javon Evans calling Rollins up in a beautiful springboard clothesline. Shades of the Second City Saint almost with that one. And Javon Evans with a huge super kick to Seth Rollins. Wait a minute, Javon Evans in the corner calling Rollins up again. Calling Rollins up to a knee and a super kick to the face. And Javon Evans, 2 super kicks to do it. Cover 1, cover 2, cover no. Seth Rollins able to kick out at 2. Javon Evans, for as young as he is so impressive in the ring. He is so impressive in these high, intense situations. Javon Evans has multiple victories over the current men's world champion CM Punk. Javon Evans could get a win over Seth Rollins here tonight off the top. Hurricane Rana, beautifully done from the young OG. And now Javon Evans back to the top rope again. What is Javon thinking here? Javon Evans, 7-star frog splash, connects to Seth Rollins, and this could be the beginning and the end for the Architect. Javon Evans is calling Seth Rollins up. Javon Evans could have it here. Oh, she cutter connects the young OG to put away the Architect. Cover 1, cover 2, cover no. Far too early in this matchup to put away Seth Rollins, even with the OG cutter. But a beautiful drop kick. Did you see the height Javon Evans got off that one? And the way that Seth Rollins just crumbled to the mat. And Javon Evans with a standing 7-star frog splash off the ropes a couple times. People's elbow-esque from Javon Evans. But oh, wait a minute. Javon able to catch Rollins off guard, and then a jawbreaker. Beautifully done. The young OG off the ropes. Javon Evans with a running elbow drop. As I said, shades of the people's elbow with that 7-star frog splash. Standing variation, but there was just an elbow drop. Rollins able to dodge out the way. That drop kick there. And Rollins with a drop kick of his own to the back of the head. And the young OG and a stomp to the ankle. And now Seth Rollins, what is he thinking here? Springboard frog splash from the Architect. Stomping over Javon Evans. And wait a minute. Bringing Javon up to a knee. Rollins has Javon. Wait a minute. What is he thinking about here? Neck breaker. No! Brutal forearm to the back of the head. A visionary-esque forearm from Seth Rollins, and Rollins in the corner. We've seen Rollins hit this before against Claudio Castagnoli at WrestleMania. A beautiful enziguri heel kick to the back of the head and a super kick from Seth Rollins. Shades of low key from Seth Rollins with that heel kick to the back of the head. And now a stomp to the spine of the young OG. And now Seth Rollins, wait a minute, what is Rollins thinking here? Rollins with a gut check off the apron sends Javon Evans crashing to the floor. And now Seth Rollins stomping Javon over. Seth Rollins, what is he thinking here? Rollins, brutal stomps to the back of the head is what he's thinking there. Went for something, Javon able to get a foot up. And now Javon Evans has Seth Rollins face first off the apron goes Seth Rollins. Javon Evans, the official, counting them out right now. A count of 20 in HCPW in this new era, newly decided by Dave Batista. As oh, wait a minute, Javon Evans sending Seth Rollins back in the ring. Count of 4. Javon Evans trying to hype up the crowd. Count of 5. Over the top goes Javon. Breaking the count. Waiting for Seth Rollins to get back up to his feet. Shot to the leg. Javon Evans with a trouble in paradise into a springboard moonsault. Beautifully done from the young OG. And Javon Evans just trying to do anything he can to keep Rollins down. And against the ropes again. Wait a minute. Jumping enziguri against the ropes from the young OG. And Javon Evans is just throwing moves out right now. That's all you can really do against the Architect. Seth Rollins went for the super kick, but came up a bit short. Rollins may have dodged out of the way of that one, but couldn't dodge out of that one. Beautifully done by Javon Evans. I'm going to be saying that a lot because this man is a freak of what is this? Oh my God, off the ropes went for, I believe, an elbow drop with some flair, put some stank on it, but Rollins got up and Rollins catching him with a single leg drop kick. And Seth Rollins, wait a minute, in the corner, looking for the super kick, but came up short. Javon Evans wasn't up to his knee in time when Rollins threw that kick, but Rollins adapting and overcoming And a beautiful buckle bomb from Seth Rollins. And Rollins going to be looking for the beginning of the end. Rollins going to be looking for God's last gift, but Javon Evans able to catch the arm with an arm drag there. And now Javon Evans, wait a minute, face first off the top turnbuckle. Goes Seth Rollins. Sends him behind, went for something. Rollins able to catch him with a super kick to the midsection. Half of a TNA kick there from Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins with a drop kick into the corner. Now Seth Rollins choking Javon Evans out, it seems, with his boot. We didn't get a good shot of it until there, I should say. And now Seth Rollins, a bit of desperation from Seth Rollins, the visionary, the revolutionary, the architect. And wait a minute, Seth Rollins, though, beautiful scoop and a slam from Seth Rollins. Rollins to the top. What is Rollins thinking about here? Seth Rollins, knee drop to Javon Evans. Cover on the young OG. That could very well do it. Count him. 2 count him. No. Only a 2 count. Seth Rollins a bit beside himself there. The knee drop could have realistically done it this late into the matchup. Rollins up to the top again. Behind with a moonsault. When have you seen Seth Rollins hit that in the last half a decade? Only a 2 count again. Seth Rollins busting out a goddamn moonsault in this matchup against the young OG. Went for an instant carry. Javon Evans able to move out the way. Javon Evans missing that strike. Seth Rollins able to get up. But oh, wait a minute. Javon Evans running power slam to Seth Rollins. Javon Evans, another trouble in paradise, connects. Beautifully done from the young OG. And wait a minute, Javon Evans, what's he thinking here? OG cutter connects again. Rollins could be out. Covered by Javon Evans. Count him 1. Count him 2. Count him no. Seth Rollins is still in this fight. The heart of the architect will not let him quit if there is still even an ounce of blood pumping through those veins. But a drop kick may have said, oh, never mind. Never mind. Single leg drop kick. A bit of a payback move there for Javon Evans. And now Javon, wait a minute, has Rollins by the hair. Has Rollins by the hair against the ropes. That was just a knee strike. It was an instant Gary earlier from the camera angle I saw. That was just a brutal knee strike. Wait a minute, Seth Rollins able to reverse it. Rollins sends Javon over the top. And Seth Rollins with some heavy hands sends Javon crashing to the floor. And Seth Rollins with a standing shooting star press on the outside, stomping out Javon Evans. Again, a count of 20 out there. These two men have 20 seconds to brawl on the outside, and that was more of like a curb stomp with a knee there. That was like a blackout with a knee, and Rollins is pissed. Rollins is desperate for this victory right now against the young OG. Face first off the ring post, and Seth Rollins back into the ring. Count of 4, Seth Rollins taunting to the HCPW faithful. Count of 5, Javon Evans could be out. Hit the ring post and fell into that steel chair. Count of 6, Javon Evans back up. Javon Evans trying to get the crowd behind him. Rollins taking this as an opportunity. Rollins with a combination of strikes. Rollins, Northern Light suplex onto the floor. Count of 7. The count will restart. Wait a minute. Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know what that was. I think Javon Evans may have taken out a camera there. Sends Rollins into the barricade spine first. Javon Evans, what is he looking for? Psycho knee. Shades of Bryan Danielson. The teacher to the student for Javon Evans. A psycho knee to Seth Rollins, and Javon Evans telling Rollins to get the fuck back to his feet. OG cutter off the ropes, spiking the architect on the top of his head, and Javon Evans does it. Javon Evans has defeated Seth Rollins to kick off the night here tonight on Hang the DJ episode 23. What a matchup between Seth Rollins and Javon Evans. Absolutely nothing to be ashamed of for the architect. What a matchup. Here is a move I don't think I've ever seen Seth Rollins hit a moonsault. I haven't seen him hit in like half a decade, but only got a 2 count on the young OG. And here was Javon Evans paying homage to his teacher, Bryan Danielson, the man who took him under his wing at the start of HCPW. There was the OG cutter that put away Seth Rollins here to kick off the night on Hang the DJ episode 23, our first show from London, England, and the first winner in the HCPW arena. Give it up for the young OG, Javon Evans. Congratulations to that young man. That young man right there is going to be a major contender for the HCPW Men's World Championship #1 contendership tournament. Once again, congratulations to the young OG, Javon Evans. But there is nothing to be ashamed of for that man, Seth Rollins, getting up on the floor after. Wait a minute, Adam Cole with the boom just took out Seth Rollins on the floor. Javon Evans walking over to the ropes. Javon Evans staring down. Adam Cole, wait, who the hell? Braun Breaker! That's Braun Breaker! What the hell is Braun Breaker doing? We haven't seen Braun Breaker since he was banned by Seth. Is that a Paragon singlet?
HNWC only on Twitter at Big Papa Juicy. NWC Attitude Reignite.
The tag team division here in HCPW has been flipped on its head. The Motor City Machine Guns issuing a challenge to any tag team that'll take it. And of course, Braun Breaker just joined the Paragon. But we move on tonight to a matchup between two women who are looking to prove themselves worthy of a shot at Kairi Sane's HCPW Women's World Championship. Soruka and Tatum Paxley have been some of the most impressive women's wrestlers that HCPW's had to offer. And tonight, they go up against each other potentially with a shot at Kairi Sane on the line. A proving grounds matchup really for these two women here. Their first women's matchup here in London, England for HCPW. Soruka in the ring awaiting her opponent for the evening, the Twisted Tatum Paxley. Soruka looks ready to go, and her opponent, I don't even know where to begin to explain Tatum Paxley here on commentary. But Tatum Paxley tonight, look at that look in her eyes. Tatum Paxley is looking to make a name for herself tonight. All of the attention in the world is on this broadcast of HCPW here tonight. The wrestling world is lying in wait, waiting to see which of these two women walk out the victor tonight. Which one of these two women could potentially earn themselves a shot at Kairi Sane's Women's World Championship? But we know lurking in the shadows, lurking in the back, is Blake Monroe. Blake Monroe made her debut at your apartment, and Blake Monroe laid out the Women's World Champion Kairi Sane. We know Blake Monroe's looking for a shot at that championship. We know these two women looking for a shot at Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane is a hot commodity here in the women's division of HCPW. There is Sol Ruka. There is Tatum Paxley. Referee Aubrey Edwards. Here we go. The Bella Center. We are underway, and these two women make their way to the center of the ring. Tatum Paxley extends the handshake there. Code of honor between Tatum Paxley and Sol Ruka as they reach the center of the ring. Collar and elbow tie up. It looked like Sol Ruka was looking for a chop, but Tatum Paxley just beat her to it with a collar and elbow. Sol Ruka sends Tatum off the ropes. Oh, and just a shot to the midsection. Now catching her with a chop and a flurry. A combination of strikes to kick off this match. Ends with a beautiful forearm. Maybe an elbow to the face of Tatum Paxley. And oh, wait a minute. Sol Ruka backdrop driver. No. Got caught with a punch to the face, and Tatum Paxley forearm. Tatum Paxley a strike combination of her own. Ends in a beautiful butterfly suplex and a cover. Hooking the leg of Sol Ruka. Cover one, but only a count of one. Tatum Paxley a bit flustered there. Tatum Paxley cannot get flustered in this matchup. She cannot let her emotions get the better of her tonight, because Sol Ruka will take advantage of every emotion Tatum Paxley could show. Wait a minute, what is Tatum Paxley thinking about here? He stands on the middle rope, twisting body splash, I should say, not really a frog splash. Twisting body splash off the middle rope there. And Tatum Paxley, a shoulder thrust into the midsection, went for a stomp, got caught with a kick from Sol Ruka. Now Sol Ruka, wait a minute, looking for a back suplex. No! Back suplex into the face buster, but Tatum Paxley able to kick off Sol Ruka, and Tatum Paxley grabbing Sol Ruka by the hair, sends her face first into the top turnbuckle. And a shot to the midsection. Tatum Paxley. Oh my god, Tatum Paxley crossbody in the corner, and I think she's biting Sol Ruka. You see Sol Ruka grabbing at the sides of her body. I believe Tatum Paxley was biting at the ribs and at the sides of Sol Ruka. We couldn't quite get a good shot of it. I don't think referee Aubrey Edwards saw the biting. I feel like Aubrey would have told off Tatum Paxley for that. But it looked like, with the way that Sol Ruka was trying to fight free. Oh my god, what a knee! Holy shit! What a knee strike from Sol Ruka! And maybe Tatum Paxley was biting at the midsection of Sol Ruka, because you don't just hit someone with a knee that hard like that. And that may have been some type of receipt. And a beautiful German suplex going back to the action here. Tatum Paxley shot to the midsection. Tatum Paxley roll up. Schoolgirl roll up. Looking to end it early, but no. Sol Ruka's able to get the shoulders up, able to pop back to her feet. Tatum Paxley looking for a power bomb position. Has Sol Ruka up. Center of the ring. Falling power bomb from Tatum Paxley. Calling Sol Ruka up to her feet. Tatum Paxley's looking for something big. You see Tatum waiting, lying in wait, talking some trash. Maybe Tatum Paxley, beautiful Totoro backbreaker, stomps over Sol Ruka. Wait a minute. What is Tatum thinking about here? Step up into a senton across the back and a twisting elbow drop. It looked like, but Sol Ruka was able to get up to her feet. And Sol Ruka, wait a minute, has Tatum up. Sit out, F5. My apologies, sit out F5 from Sol Ruka. Oh, wait a minute. Sol Ruka went for a drop kick. Tatum Paxley trying to hug on to the turnbuckles. Didn't quite work out. Face first off the top turnbuckle. And now Tatum Paxley back in control. Drop kick to the back of Sol Ruka. Stomp to the midsection. And oh, another stomp to the midsection and choking out Sol Ruka with the knee to Tatum Paxley. Not pretty, but effective offense from Tatum Paxley, now taunting on the apron. Up to the top, Tatum Paxley calling Sol Ruka to her feet. Tatum Paxley has Sol Ruka right where she wants her, turns around, crossbody connects. Beautifully done from Tatum Paxley. And now Paxley dragging Sol Ruka up. Off the ropes goes Tatum, went for an enziguri, not able to get it. Took too much time running off the ropes. Sol Ruka sends Tatum into the corner. And Soruka, what is this? Big elbow across the face. We're not going to see what it was. Huge elbow from Tatum Paxley and a backdrop driver. Sent Soruka crashing on the back of her head and neck, and a drop kick to the back, and Soruka escapes to the floor, but Tatum's right there following behind. And Tatum Paxley, wait a minute, what is this? Tatum Paxley went for a knee strike, not able to get it. Soruka's back up to her feet. Soruka scoop and a slam on the floor, nearly on that concrete. Oh, Tatum Paxley! Soruka's beside herself. Tatum Paxley started crawling on the floor in front of Soruka and sent Soruka shoulder first into the barricade, and that elbow drop, not able to connect again. Soruka's able to get up, and Soruka back into the ring. Tatum Paxley back in with her, about tripped up Soruka. You saw Soruka trying to find her footing and cover with a drop kick because of it. Cover one, cover no, only a count of one. Tatum Paxley trying to keep her cool this late into the matchup. Getting a kick out at one is not something Tatum Paxley wants, not something Tatum Paxley needs. Drop kick to the side of the head, not able to get it. Soruka's able to move out the way. Soruka back up to her feet. Tatum Paxley back up to her feet as well. Oh my God, what a rolling capo kick from Tatum Paxley. And Tatum Paxley's not done. Calling Soruka up. Soruka on her hands and knees and a rolling and leg drop to the back of Soruka. My God, what offense from Tatum Paxley. What the hell is this? Is this a backpack flatliner almost? I don't even know what to call that. Tatum Paxley to the middle rope, calling Soruka up. Soruka may be a bit too far away for Tatum to hit this. And I think Tatum, oh, never mind. I thought Tatum was going to get off the ropes instead. Just decided a full set drop kick. And off the top again with an elbow drop to the chest of Soruka. Rolls over Sol. Cover, hooking the leg one, hooking the leg two, hooking the leg no, only a count of two. Tatum trying to keep her cool, trying to keep her calm. But wait a minute. Oh my God. Fireman's carry slam there. It seems fireman's carry reversal at least. From Soruka over the top of Tatum. Drop down from Tatum and a spear! An inceptor almost. Shades of Kairi Sane, the women's world champion. And a face buster there from Soruka. Soruka calling Tatum up. Springboard 450 lariat from Soruka to Tatum Paxley. And Soruka grabbing Tatum by the hair. Face thrust off the top turnbuckle. Wait a minute, what is Soruka thinking here? A scoop and a slam to Tatum Paxley. Soruka calling Tatum up. Calling Tatum to her feet. Soul Snatcher connects on Tatum Paxley, but Soruka having to use the ropes to get up. The ribs affecting Soruka. She may have taken a bit too long to get into the cover, and she did. Kick out at two from Tatum Paxley. But Tatum Paxley is spent. That was only a kick out at two because Soruka took so long getting to the cover. Oh, and that elbow drop finally connecting from Tatum Paxley. And Tatum Paxley stomped to Soruka, dragging Soruka up to her feet. So's able to move out the way, and a shoulder tackle from Soruka. Shades of John Cena, who we saw at the New Year's Ball episode of Hang the DJ before the USA tour. And wait a minute. Went for that kick again, but Tatum Paxley stopped herself from running off the ropes, and another beautiful capo kick, rolling style from Tatum Paxley, and Soruka having to escape to the apron. And oh, brutal shots, no. Soruka, wait a minute, springboard lariat from Soruka, and Soruka looking for a springboard body splash, and it connects. Soruka firing on all cylinders right now, and Soruka, wait a minute, standing moonsault, beautiful combination from Soruka, but she isn't done. She isn't done. Bottom rope, springboard moonsault, and now a cover on Tatum Paxley. Cover one, cover two, cover no. Tatum Paxley kicks out at two. Tatum Paxley survives that flurry of offense, flurry of springboard offense. 3 springboard attacks and a standing moonsault, but Tatum Paxley with a side Russian leg sweep. Taking down Soruka, now calling Sol back up to her feet. Tatum Paxley calling for something big here, it seems. Into the corner with Soruka, huge forearm strike, and Tatum Paxley now stomping at the midsection, now choking out Soruka once again with the knee. Does Tatum Paxley. And Tatum Paxley dragging Soruka up by the head, grabbing Soruka again by the hair, face first off the top turnbuckle. Brings Soruka to the very top, and a punch in the face sends Soruka crashing to the floor. And Tatum Paxley goes out to the floor now as well. Tatum Paxley has Soruka by the arm, rolls her over. Wait a minute, looking for that drop kick, and that time it connects. Shorter run, but wait a minute, Soruka went for that elbow, not able to get it. Gut first, into the steel steps goes Soruka. Tatum Paxley though went first off. Soruka was able to sidestep it, able to roll back to her feet. Soruka, what is this? From Soruka, pump handle, X Factor on the floor, Jesus Christ! And Soruka thought about getting back in the ring. I think Soruka's getting back in the ring now. Soruka's back in the ring. Tatum Paxley back in the ring as well, nearly tripped up. Soruka, roll up from Tatum. Roll up from Tatum, cover one. No, we saw Tatum advance to the Estrella Championship ladder war via roll-up on Billy Starks, but a beautiful out the corner springboard moonsault to a standing Tatum Paxley and a shot to the spine with that kick. And Soruka has Tatum Paxley right where she wants her, it seems, face first off the top turnbuckle. Soruka sends Tatum Paxley around. Another German suplex, face first off the top. German suplex, beautiful German suplex from Soruka. And Soruka to the middle rope, calling Tatum up. Tatum looked like she was going to try to get up with the ropes, didn't quite get to him, got up anyway. And a beautiful drop kick there, shotgun style from Soruka. And Soruka has Tatum Paxley up. Center of the ring, sit out, F5 from Soruka. Learned that from Omos in the back of the Beauty Co., who we will see in action later tonight. Springboard, 450 lariat cover on Tatum Paxley, hooking the leg one, hooking the leg two, hooking the leg no. Though I don't think Soruka would really hang out with Tyler Breeze or Omos, so maybe Soruka didn't learn that from the Nigerian Giant. But either way, Soruka, what is this? From Soruka, oh my God! Handspring into a twisting body splash, went for a dropkick in the corner, not able to get it. Tatum Paxley to the apron. Soruka with a hot shot off the top rope. Soruka now, wait a minute. Calling Tatum to her feet. Calling Tatum to her feet off the ropes. Teeter-tottering on the top rope before delivering a beautiful cross body to the floor. Does Soruka. Now Soruka sends Tatum Paxley into the ring. Soruka to the top rope. Soruka turns herself around. Holy hell! What height! What distance on that twisting moonsault. And Soruka off the ropes and sides against it. Soul Snatcher. This time immediately into the cover. Hooking the leg one. Hooking the leg two. And Soruka has put away Tatum Paxley. What a matchup. And what a goddamn moonsault from Soruka. The twisting moonsault. The height and the distance Soruka got on that moonsault should be fucking illegal. That was insane. Soruka. What a matchup between these two women. But in the end, it was one soul snatch. Well, a second soul snatcher. Immediate cover from Soruka. And that is what puts away Tatum Paxley tonight. Congratulations to Soruka. Potentially one step closer to getting a shot at the Women's World Championship. Soruka definitely a woman to look out for in HCPW's women's division. Congratulations once again to Soruka on a victory here tonight. Both Dubs of Frost and Jacob Fatu getting some final words in before their steel cage main event. But folks, we have another championship on the line here tonight as Ilya Dragunov will defend the HCPW Estrella Championship for the first time here on Hang the DJ. Ilya Dragunov won the Estrella Championship in the ladder war to kick off the night at HCPW. Your apartment and Ilya Dragunov's stipulation for his Estrella Championship defenses is an open challenge. Each and every matchup that Ilya Dragunov has for the Estrella Championship will be a mystery opponent, an open challenge for the Mad Dragon, because in his words, pain shall entertain you. And just look at that new Estrella Championship around the waist of Ilya Dragunov. Excuse me, I just put some stank on Ilya's first name for no reason there. But Ilya Dragunov won a version of the Estrella Championship at your apartment. That Estrella Championship design has since been retired. A new championship design around the waist of Ilya Dragunov. The same championship, the same rules still apply to the Mad Dragon. Open challenges galore for Ilya Dragunov. Ilya says every week he will defend the Estrella Championship until his body no longer lets him. Ilya Dragunov, the first open challenge tonight for that championship. Who will answer the call? We find out tonight, because Ilya Dragunov is ready for a fight. There you see him with the Estrella Championship. Who has answered the challenge? Well, folks, this is it's definitely a new theme song here in Oh my God! Hello? How many people are gonna show up tonight? How many people are gonna show up tonight in HCPW? First was Cody Rhodes, then was Kenny Omega, and now Jon Moxley is in London, England here tonight for Hang the DJ, answering the call, answering the open challenge of Ilya Dragunov for the Estrella Championship. The roof came off the HCPW arena here, which is insane because we're in the basement of a nightclub. Jon Moxley has arrived in HCPW, and Jon Moxley could end the night here tonight as the new HCPW Estrella Champion. What a first matchup for Ilya Dragunov. Ilya Dragunov has his work cut out for him tonight. Jon Moxley is here in the HCPW arena. There you see it. The Estrella Championship on the line for the second time in HCPW history. First time defense for Ilya Dragunov. Referee Rick Knox holding up the HCPW Estrella Championship. There is Ilya Dragunov. There is Jon Moxley. And here we go. I am in complete and utter shock at this point. 3 world-class athletes have made their debut here tonight on Hang the DJ, episode 23. What acquisitions Dave Bautista has made since taking over the realms here in HCPW. Dave Bautista said earlier tonight that he was running the ship nowadays. That is because Daydreamer, the former general manager, the former owner of Honor Championship Wrestling, has taken up a position within One Life Industries. That is right, Dave Bautista, now the sole general manager of Hang the DJ. And what a first night for Dave Bautista's Jon Moxley in the corner as we call the action. We get back to the action, went to take Ilya Dragunov's head off with a knee strike, not able to get it, but that time connects. Knee trembler there from Jon Moxley. Shades of William Regal, a man he knows all too well. Went for a discus lariat, it seemed. Dragunov caught him with a judo, throwing out a chop to the chest. And Ilya Dragunov looking to fight back. Saito suplex, dropping Jon Moxley to the mat. Jon Moxley and Ilya Dragunov, a matchup I never thought I would see in the world of professional wrestling. Went for a snap suplex, but no, Ilya Dragunov able to slip out the back, and Dragunov with a shot to the spine, and Dragunov turns Moxley around. Snapmare from Ilya Dragunov. Brings Moxley back up to a knee, and Ilya Dragunov, what is this? Just a clubbing blow to the back of the neck of Jon Moxley. The Mad Dragon is looking to snuff the flame of Jon Moxley. Early senton bomb there from Ilya Dragunov. Cover, hooking the leg one, hooking the leg two. Getting a 2 count this early into the matchup against someone like Jon Moxley. It's got to be a huge confidence boost for the Mad Dragon. You don't get many chances like that against someone of Jon Moxley's caliber, but Jon Moxley able to fire back with a huge elbow, but Ilya Dragunov just caught him with a fuck you enziguri as he got back in the ring, went to stomp out the ankle, but a shot to the midsection to Mad Dragon. And now Jon Moxley went to whip Ilya Dragunov off the ropes, but Dragunov reverses and catches him with a jumping bicycle kick. And Ilya Dragunov is taking it to Jon Moxley right now, but Moxley able to trip up Dragunov. And Jon Moxley looking to get back in this matchup, calling Dragunov up to his feet. And Jon Moxley, we saw earlier tonight, former Shield brother in arms, Seth Rollins, unable to defeat Javon Evans. Huge powerbomb from Moxley, stacking up Ilya Dragunov, but only a count of 1. Jon Moxley tonight not looking to follow the same path as the other Shield member that had a matchup tonight. And potentially all 3 members of the Shield actually a part of the HCPW roster right now. What a knee tremble there from Jon Moxley. Roman Reigns lost the Heritage Championship at HCPW, your apartment. It's not looking good for members of the Shield here in HCPW right now. Dragunov catching Moxley with a shot to the midsection. Moxley went for a double axe handle off the middle rope. And Dragunov has Moxley up, brings Moxley to the ropes, and throat first off the top with Jon Moxley. Goes Ilya Dragunov and a stomp to the ankle, went for another. Moxley able to roll out the way. Another brutal enziguri from Ilya Dragunov. Ilya Dragunov, pain shall entertain you, is what he said when announcing his open challenge streak. What a knee drop from Ilya Dragunov. Just unprotected knee right to the throat, right to the chest of Jon Moxley. The throat and the chest area just got a knee from the top rope with a lariat from Jon Moxley. Moxley looking to fight back. And Jon Moxley stomped to the arm. Stomped to the arm again that time. Rolls Dragunov over. Moxley's looking for something on the ground, but Dragunov is able to get him off. And Dragunov off the ropes. Over the top leapfrog Dragunov. Beautiful snap German suplex from Ilya Dragunov, dropping Jon Moxley on the back of his head. And Ilya Dragunov has been in firm control this entire matchup. Ilya Dragunov may just be a bit too unpredictable for Jon Moxley, and that's a bit insane to think about when you think about Jon Moxley being in the ring. Dragunov off the ropes. Dragunov, what a knee! Holy hell! What a knee strike to Jon Moxley. Moxley going to roll out of the ring. My God, what a knee! Holy hell! And face first off the apron goes Jon Moxley. Ilya Dragunov, what a showing for his first open challenge. Ilya Dragunov calling Moxley to his feet. Ilya Dragunov turns himself around again off the top with a hammer fist off the top rope to the back of the head of Jon Moxley. Moxley able to roll out the way, went for a lariat, unable to get it. Ilya Dragunov has Moxley, but Moxley with a huge elbow to the face. And Moxley went for a punch, but Dragunov able to reverse, went for a powerbomb on the floor, but Moxley with a back body drop, able to send Ilya Dragunov crashing to the thin padding on the outside. We know under there is pure concrete. You see it on the way to the ring at the top. I would assume is the tunnel here in HCPW. That's not really a ramp. It's not really much of anything. That is just a tunnel here in HCPW. And Moxley working at the legs of Ilya Dragunov. A lot of leg-based offense for Ilya, using his speed advantage over Jon Moxley a lot in this matchup. And are going for that knee braced up leg. Smart strategy from Jon Moxley, and a stomp to the midsection to boot. Jon Moxley's got to get back in this thing if he wants to have any shot of winning the Australia Championship. With Dragunov able to cut out the legs of Jon Moxley. And Ilya Dragunov has been nothing short of impressive in this matchup, powering Moxley up. Huge power bomb, dropping Jon Moxley, almost Kevin Nash-esque with that power bomb. face first off the top goes Jon Moxley. Went for a stomp to the midsection, not able to get it. Moxley roll up on Ilya Dragunov. Schoolboy from Moxley, bit of a desperation move there from Moxley, able to get a count of 2. Ilya Dragunov nearly lost the Estrella Championship there. And wait a minute, Ilya Dragunov with a Russian bottom, that Uranagi. Not going for the cover, went to stop Moxley over, but didn't get it. Went for that lariat, but Moxley able to catch him with a right hand. And Moxley with brutal combinations. And now knee strikes in the midsection. Jon Moxley, the Muay Thai knees from Jon Moxley. Moxley back into the corner. Moxley could have been thinking about something there. Decides against it, looking to shake off the cobwebs instead. Ilya Dragunov, wait a minute, has Moxley right where he wants him. Into the corner now, Ilya Dragunov. What is this? Stomped in the midsection. And another one from Ilya Dragunov. And oh no, Dragunov has that look in his eyes. Moxley's in perfect position. Ilya Dragunov to the top. I think we know what Ilya Dragunov's about to do from the top. Blowing Moxley a kiss goodbye. And Ilya Dragunov with a coast to coast across the ring. Jon Moxley may be out, but oh no. Ilya Dragunov went for a standing senton, and Moxley was able to get out of the way. And a huge lariat from Jon Moxley, trying to fight back for control in this matchup. Trying to get control for the first time. Jon Moxley trying to avoid feeling any pain from that coast to coast air raid crash neck breaker in the center of the ring for Jon Moxley. Cover, hooking the leg 1, hooking the leg 2, hooking the leg no. Only a count of 2 for Jon Moxley there. Jon Moxley. Oh my God, Torpedo Moscow! Oh my God, Torpedo Moscow! Ilya Dragunov caught Moxley cold, calling Moxley to his feet. Moxley's out on his feet. Constantine special from Ilya Dragunov. Dragunov firing himself up here. Jon Moxley's out. Dragunov dragging Moxley away from the ropes, ensuring that he's got the victory. And just for good measure, an H-bomb connects Ilya Dragunov with the exclamation point on this matchup cover. And it is all over. Ilya Dragunov has retained the HCPW Estrella Championship. What a first defense for Ilya Dragunov. What an opponent to knock off for your first title defense. Ilya Dragunov might just very well hold that Estrella Championship forever with performances like this. There was that beautiful coast to coast. I'm surprised Moxley was able to even get up afterwards. And there it is, an air raid crash neck breaker that we thought would win Moxley the matchup. But Dragunov able to kick out at 2, and there was that brutal H-bomb right across the jaw of Jon Moxley. And Ilya Dragunov would retain the HCPW Estrella Championship. Successful first defense for the Mad Dragon here tonight. Congratulations to Ilya Dragunov. And just like that, Blake Monroe has put the entire women's division on notice. But folks, it is time for the handicap match of the evening. Samoa Joe is here in London, England. Samoa Joe challenged Tyler Breeze and Omos to this matchup at your apartment. And Samoa Joe tonight is looking to get just that. Samoa Joe made his return to HCPW right before your apartment, where he went one-on-one with Tyler Breeze in a winning effort. Tyler Breeze on social media talked so much trash about Samoa Joe. However, after that matchup, that Samoa Joe decided in New York City to lay out the challenge to Tyler Breeze, and that is this matchup. Here tonight, Samoa Joe wants to take on both Tyler Breeze and the Nigerian giant, Tyler Breeze's bodyguard, Omos. Samoa Joe's gonna have his work cut out for him tonight, but if anyone is gonna be able to defeat two men simultaneously, it is the Samoan submission machine. But Samoa Joe is in the ring, and he is awaiting the arrival of Prince Pretty Tyler Breeze. Tyler Breeze, his first entrance here in London, England, in the HCPW arena. Now, wait a minute. Where's Tyler? Where is Tyler Breeze? Usually by now, Tyler Breeze is already on the stage with the selfie stick. Where is Tyler Breeze? The HCPW faithful here in London are getting a bit antsy for Tyler Breeze. Samoa Joe lying in wait. Wait a minute. Who the hell is that? Oh my God. Oh my God. That's Mason Madden. Mason Madden just hit a spine buster on Samoa Joe. What the actual hell is going on here tonight? Mason Madden is in Honor Championship Pro Wrestling. Mason Madden staring down Samoa Joe. The HCPW faithful. Wait a minute, Mansoor is here as well. MXM have arrived. In HCPW, they stared out Samoa Joe. And oh, now Tyler Breeze shows up. What the hell is the beauty company? It has been made official for next week. Bo Dallas and Dominic Mysterio meet in the main event of Hang the DJ episode 24. But folks, on Hang the DJ episode 23 tonight, it is time for the main event of the evening. And it is a steel cage matchup for the HCPW Heritage Championship, a challenge laid out to the champion by that man, Jacob Fatu, right after Dubs of Frost would dethrone the God of Thunder, Roman Reigns, at HCPW, your apartment, for the Heritage Championship. Jacob Fatu tonight looks to bring that title back to the bloodline, back to the family where it rightfully belongs in Jacob Fatu's eyes. Jacob Fatu does not believe that Dubs Frost is the rightful Heritage Champion. He doesn't even believe that Dubs Frost should be Heritage Champion because of the way Dubs Frost won that championship at your apartment live in New York City. Dubs of Frost with help of Cedric Alexander and Swerve Strickland, two men that have been battling the bloodline since the very beginning here in HCPW. With their help, Dubs Frost is able to capture the Heritage Championship, put an end to the reign of the God of Thunder. But tonight, the reign of Dubs Frost can come to an end before it really even starts, because his opponent, the Samoan Werewolf, is going to hold nothing back. But Jacob Fatu, Dubs of Frost in a steel cage tonight, a match that Jacob Fatu wanted. By the way, Jacob Fatu wants to ensure that it is only himself and Dubs of Frost in this matchup. But folks, Dubs of Frost, the Heritage Champion, has arrived, and look at that beautiful new piece of hardware around the waist of the cutest black man ever. Dubs of Frost is here tonight, making defense number 1 of the Heritage Championship. Dubs of Frost, however, could leave here tonight with nothing around that waist. Dubs of Frost has everything to lose in this steel cage matchup. The rules of this steel cage matchup, by the way, only pinfalls and submissions inside the cage. Escaping the cage does not win either of these men this matchup. This matchup must end via pinfall or submission within the confines of the steel cage. Dubs Frost, Jacob Fatu meet for the first time ever here tonight. Meet in HCPW's first official steel cage matchup. If we bring our minds back to December 20th, 2025, we saw a cage matchup between Javon Evans and CM Punk. That matchup would be in the Scrap Trap. However, this matchup in a more traditional steel cage, that's what it's all about. The HCPW Heritage Championship. Dubs Frost looking at his championship, handing it over to the official Rick Knox. Rick Knox showing Jacob Fatu what he's fighting for tonight. The HCPW Heritage Championship to bring it back home to the bloodline. It is on the line. Rick Knox escapes the cage before it lowers. There is Jacob Fatu. There is Dubs Frost and the bell is set, and we are underway. And Dubs Frost and Jacob Fatu circling the ring, trying to hype themselves up for this steel cage matchup. And here we go. Dubs Frost went for a dropkick. I think it got caught with a super kick by Jacob Fatu. And Jacob Fatu, flurry of strikes into a huge Uranagi to Dubs Frost. And Jacob Fatu went for a chop, but Dubs able to move out the way. Dubs driving Jacob into the ropes. Dubs Frost got to keep on the attack, and that he does. Elbows to the back of Jacob Fatu, the lower back of Jacob Fatu. It's going to make that double spring moonsault of Jacob much more harder to connect with, even harder to go for if the lower back is not in tip-top shape. Dubs Frost, what a leg drop. We've seen that guillotine-style leg drop from Dubs Frost before. Dubs is firing himself up, calling Jacob to his feet, and Dubs with a combination here, ending it. Oh, tripping up and walking over Jacob Fatu. Fatu's pissed, and Dubs is horror farming on the Samoan Werewolf, and Jacob's not going to take too kindly into that, dragging Dubs Frost up, but Dubs able to get the elbows into the jaw there, Jacob Fatu. And here we go. Dubs of Frost lifting up Fatu and a shoulder breaker there to the Samoan Werewolf. Dubs into a quick cover, hooking the leg. getting, I believe, only a count of 1 there. The official having a count against the cage. It is electric here in London, England, here in the HCPW arena for the main event of the evening. Heritage Championship on the line. And Dubs Frost grabbing Jacob by the hair, sends him face first into the turnbuckle. Went for something, but Jacob able to get an elbow up. And now Jacob Fatu has Dubs Frost by the hair into the ropes with Dubs. And oh, Jacob, payback is a son of a bitch. It's Jacob Fatu with elbows to the back of Dubs Frost. And Jacob, wait a minute, double spring cross body connecting to the back of Dubs of Frost. I think Dubs was still grounded, but only a count of 1 before Dubs able to get the shoulder up, I believe. It is hard to hear the counts in the arena right now from where I'm sitting. Huge headbutt there, though, from Jacob Fatu. And now Jacob Fatu, wait a minute, pop-up Samoan drop. Nearly sent Dubs flying over the cage. A kick out, though, from Dubs of Frost. Dubs is still in this fight. Jacob Fatu, though, he's got this matchup in the bag right now, it seems. Jacob, collar and elbow with Dubs. Went for a DDT, but Dubs able to get him off with a lariat. And now Dubs of Frost has to stay on the attack, and that he does. No, Jacob got up, went to stomp him over. Did Dubs, but Jacob was able to move out the way. Jacob went for a super kick, but Dubs, combination of strikes ends in an enziguri, maybe a knee strike. Went for a combination on the floor, but Jacob was able to roll over and get the elbows into the jaw. And oh, Jacob Fatu, wait a minute, deadlift, power bomb. My God, what impact, and Jacob's not done. I thought he was going for another, but a stomp to the midsection instead of Dubs Frost. Went to stomp Dubs, but Dubs back up. Dubs went for the drop kick again, but Jacob Fatu's able to move out the way, and Dubs almost went face first into that cage wall. And now, wait a minute, sidewalk. No, I thought we were going to see a sidewalk slam. Instead, we see a power slam from Jacob. Cover, not even hooking the leg, and Dubs able to kick out of that one. If Jacob may have hooked the leg there, he could have gotten a victory. Maybe a better than a 1 count or a no count. Again, it's really hard to hear the official counting in these types of cage matches with an electric crowd such as this one here in London, England for the main event of the evening. What a headbutt from Jacob Fatu, my God. Jacob went to stomp Dubs over, but decided against it. It seemed, oh my God, caught him with a super kick. Dubs was trying to get some offense back in, but Jacob Fatu caught him with a super, oh my God, Jesus Christ, what headbutts from Jacob Fatu. Dubs of Frost just ate head multiple times, and not like that. For the record, hold on, pause for just a second. Not like that, but holy shit, what headbutts from Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu could have been thinking about a cross body, maybe a diving attack off the top rope. Decided against it. Went for that elbow, but Dubs able to hang on to the ropes, able to dodge it for now. Dubs Frost sends Jacob off the ropes, and Dubs arm trap, swinging neck breaker, shades of the Second City Saint, the HCPW Men's World Champion CM Punk. Dubs Frost went for an elbow, not able to get it. Jacob Fatu goes behind Dubs. Backdrop driver sends Dubs on the top of his head, maybe the top of the back of the head, and an elbow drop there. Pointed elbow off the middle rope from Jacob Fatu. Count of 1, but a kick out from Dubs. That time I was able to hear the count of 1. Jacob Fatu, though, calling Dubs back up to his feet. Jacob Fatu sends Dubs off the ropes, and that time hits that corkscrew elbow. But Dubs is back up. Dubs is fired the fuck up. Dubs is back in this shit. Driving Jacob into the corner. Does Dubs Frost, but oh, Jacob Fatu able to snuff the flame early. Wait a minute, maybe not. Dubs of Frost, springboard, tornado DDT connecting on the Samoan werewolf, stomping Jacob over. Dubs of Frost stomped in the midsection, kick right to the face. And now a flurry of close fist punches on the floor and a stomp to the midsection. Dubs of Frost trying to get back in this fight here. Dubs of Frost stomped to the face of Jacob Fatu. Dubs of Frost now to the top rope. Jacob getting up. Dubs of Frost decides against it. Got down just before Jacob was going to cut him off the top rope. Smart strategy from Dubs, and Dubs with the clap gave Jacob Fatu that bell clap from behind. And wait a minute, what is this? From Dubs of Frost, puts Jacob in the ropes. Wait a minute, that leg drop, guillotine style leg drop, cover from Dubs, hooking the leg. Only a count of 1 though before Jacob Fatu is able to kick out. Dubs of Frost, Jacob Fatu going for quick covers, trying to expel the energy out from their opponents. Dubs Frost, now wait a minute, scooping a slam from Dubs to Jacob Fatu. Up to the middle turnbuckle. Dubs calling Jacob up to his feet. Dubs of Frost could be looking for something big here, and that he is. The Combuster connects. Dubs of Frost or a Farman on Jacob Fatu now. Dubs Frost saying this is it. Dubs of Frost could be looking for that VAD, and it connects. Jacob Fatu may be out. Cover on Jacob. Count of 2, but Jacob Fatu's able to get that shoulder up off the VAD. Dubs of Frost used the VAD into a super VAD to defeat the God of Thunder in New York City. The VAD not enough to put away the Samoan Werewolf tonight. You gotta think, in a matchup like this, it's gonna take a lot more than just one VAD to put away Jacob Fatu. Jacob going for belly to belly, but Dubs able to keep his feet planted, able to shift his weight back. Dubs Frost, wait a minute, what a springboard clothesline from Dubs of Frost, and Dubs is firing himself up again. Dubs is firing on all cylinders right now, and that's what he's got to do in there with Jacob Fatu. What a roundhouse kick from the cutest black man ever, and an elbow drop there. Your mother's favorite wrestler, Dubs Frost, in the ring right now, taking it to the Samoan Werewolf, and Dubs, an inverted cannonball into the corner. Dubs of Frost is showing up and showing out here tonight. A whole bunch of new moves from Dubs of Frost being on display, but Jacob Fatu with an elbow, stuffing the flame of Dubs of Frost. And wait a minute, could he be setting him in? I thought he was going to send him head first into the cage. Instead, throat first. Off the top rope goes Dubs Frost, and a jumping headbutt again from Jacob Fatu. And now Fatu with more headbutts, giving Dubs of Frost just a whopper of a headache right there. Dubs Frost getting back to his feet. But oh, wait a minute. Shades of Kevin Owens pop-up powerbomb. No! Dubs Frost able to get the punches to the top of the head of Jacob Fatu, able to save himself. And oh, throw first off the top rope. And now Dubs Frost calling up Jacob Fatu. Dubs Frost in the corner. Went for a stiff right hand, but not able to get it. And I'll face first off the top now, but wait a minute, Dubs, knee to the face, sends Jacob into the corner. Dubs Frost across the ring, runs back, went for that huge forearm, but not able to get it, and clothesline into the corner. And now Jacob Fatu stomping out Dubs Frost, and Dubs just crumbles to the mat out of the corner. Jacob Fatu, huge shot to the face, and a clubbing blow to the back of the head of Dubs Frost. That could do it. Covered by Jacob. Only a count of 1, though. Jacob Fatu not hooking the leg. Dubs Frost able to kick out, but a super kick catching Dubs Frost. Dubs is in a world of trouble right now. Jacob Fatu just grabbing him by the head and tossing him into the ropes. Jacob in the corner. What could he be thinking about here? Jacob Fatu, what a spear from Jacob Fatu. And Fatu's got Dubs Frost maybe right where he wants him. No, Dubs went for that right hand again. Maybe a left. No, that was the right hand. Dubs now elbows into the jaw of Jacob Fatu once more. Dubs Frost went for it again, but Jacob able to move out the way. But that time Dubs able to hit the drop kick on Jacob Fatu. Went for something, but Jacob able to get up at that corkscrew elbow right to the head of Dubs Frost. From the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu went for a super kick. Dubs able to get reverse it. Dubs on a super kick of his own. Jacob crumbles to the mat. Dubs Frost is fired up. Dubs Frost is fired up here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between. And oh, wait a minute, Dubs Frost. This time, a lariat into the corner and a cover on Jacob, hooking the leg. A count of 2. But Jacob able to kick out. And you got to remember here, Jacob only getting 1 count because he's not hooking the leg of Dubs Frost. Dubs Frost able to get a count of 2 through hooking the leg there. And wait a minute, Dubs Frost looking for that guillotine-style leg drop once again. Jacob just hanging there to dry and gets connected with that leg drop. Dubs another cover. Another 2 count, but Jacob able to get that shoulder up. Dubs Frost has to stay on the attack here. Dubs trying to think about his next move, stomping Jacob over. And I think Dubs has thought about it beautifully here. To the top rope, Dubs Frost, 5-star frog splash from Dubs Frost. and Dubs ain't done. Dubs ain't done to the middle rope. A mini 5-star frog splash from Dubs of Frost, hooking the leg of Jacob. Only a count of 2. Jacob Fatu's able to kick out. Dubs of Frost can't believe it. Dubs of Frost with a beautiful 5-star. Then off the middle rope with a mini 5-star and a huge lariat there after a bicycle knee from Dubs Frost. And look at Dubs. Dubs is aura farming right now. Dubs of Frost, wait a minute, has Jacob trying to go for the head, but Jacob with an elbow to the midsection of Dubs Frost. And now Jacob Fatu looking to get back in this thing, and that he does. Jacob Fatu, Falcon Arrow in the center of the ring. Beautifully done from the Samoan Werewolf to get back in this matchup. And oh, wait a minute, went for something. Dubs able to reverse it. Dubs went for the VAD, but got caught with a super kick. Dubs went for the VAD, got caught with a super kick, gets caught with a second. Jacob Fatu caught Dubs with a super kick out the VAD. But oh, wait a minute, Dubs Frost. Elbows to the midsection of Jacob Fatu. Elbows to the midsection of the Samoan Werewolf, and Dubs off the ropes with Jacob. Drop it down. Dubs of Frost, tilt-a-whirl slam from Dubs of Frost. Dubs drags Jacob up. Whippersnapper from Dubs. Whippersnapper from Dubs, and Dubs of Frost calling Jacob up. That stunner known as the Whippersnapper, and Dubs, wait a minute, off the ropes. Off the ropes again. Shades of the God of Thunder before going for the VAD to put the exclamation point on this matchup with Jacob Fatu. And Dubs Frost retains the Heritage Championship inside of the steel cage. Nothing to be ashamed of from Jacob Fatu, but there was that beautiful 5-star frog splash, immediately followed by a mini 5-star frog splash, but it wouldn't be enough to put away the Samoan Werewolf. Jacob would kick out at 2. Off of that, Dubs Frost would then hit that beautiful whippersnapper, that stunner, before going off the ropes again for that VAD. And Dubs of Frost would retain the Heritage Championship. Congratulations to the cutest black man ever on a first successful title defense. Dubs of Frost ain't losing that Heritage Championship anytime soon. Folks, it has been a wonderful night here in London, England. We will catch you next week for Hang the DJ, episode 24.